So there is 1 minute to go for starting of the workshop outcome. I was part of the smart farming discussion, or my colleague was there and I was spying behind her, and it was really nice discussion and really nice tweets also. You can see here the order. We will start with food chain and continue in the order of the group numbers. You are still allowed to tweet more. You are still allowed to continue to discussion, or put the, if Twitter is not familiar to you, you can put the comments on the chat box and we can tweet them, or we will anyway take all the data and make a summary afterwards. But the way how we go through the workshop outcome, the Livescribers will share their screen and introduce shortly the outcome of the group, and I will share a few tweets in between, and after seeing all 6 drawings, we will have a minute or two for joint discussion, and please discuss in the chat box. Please share your thoughts there and both on Twitter. But first I would give the floor to Salla Lehtipuu, who was scribing the group number 1 food chain.
Thank you. And can you see my picture now?
Very
in
well.
The spotlight? Good.
Yes.
Good, great to hear. Okay, so I had the pleasure to be with the group number 1, food chain. And let me zoom in. Now you can see the whole picture. We had a very interesting conversation about the year 2040 regarding the future of the food chain. And let me zoom in a bit into the picture. Okay. So first we had 2 assumptions about the future, that it will continue, or it will be even harder to find workforce, and the workforce is reduced in the farming and in food production. So here we have the farmer who's a little bit curious about where to find more workforce, or robots that help him or her with the farming. So that so then we come to another aspect, that new technology and artificial intelligence will grow in importance. So there will be a lot of help with new machinery and technology, and also data. And then we came up with a question as well, that what happens to the old oil-based machinery. But if we look closer to the farmer, they will need a new set of skills with the technology, data analysis, and maybe they will form new ways of cooperation to survive those challenges with the need of new knowledge, so they can work with other farmers or other people to survive those challenges. Then again, they will need also to probably to market their products, so that they can directly sell to the customer, and also provide information with those products. So then the customer will have more information about the products, about their nutrition, where it has been grown, all the history, and kind of a big set of data that they can use also when they make the decision of whether to buy a certain product. And then again, they can give the money directly to the farmer, so that might be an increase in income. Another topic that we discussed was the landscape, and how different kind of farming will affect the landscape, and how it will look like if it's not done traditionally, and if we don't need so much space for cows and food production. So maybe in the future we will have more farming in glass houses, maybe vertical farming, and maybe the farming follows with the people to the cities, and it's done more in different areas, and so we have more space for more forests, and also people can move back to the countryside as we have more or better connections, and people can live happily in the countryside and do also other kind of work in co-working spaces that are built in those rural areas.
Wonderful summary, Salla. Thank you very much. And to inform everybody that the drawings are, of course, we can share them afterwards, and we will share them on the website. My favorite tweets from this group were, for example, sorry, I lost it. With the fast artificial intelligence development in the agriculture and transportation sector, time to transport food from farms to manufacturers and onto market is getting faster and faster. And another one, robots seem to give the needed boost for missing workforce for farm works, but now lack of people in technical services has been bottlenecking the development. So excellent tweets from Future. So now let's jump to the group number 2, organic farming, and Reka Livits was describing that one.
Yes, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so here the discussion has been going on on very different levels and context, starting from the small scale, like really local and regional aspects, like what you can see in the downer left corner, and nevertheless initiatives on small scale having big impact, like on the life of many families, including young people moving back to the countryside, and then they discovering new forms of right livelihood and finding back to doing agricultural work and food production. We have taken a look on the global context and the challenges of our times, like global warming, you can see on the upper left corner, and also the down right corner, fostering global solidarity through actually the grassroots and the local initiatives. And in the upper right corner, you can see more of the institutional and the policy context, like how to develop when there's increasing pressure from the industrial agriculture, and how to operate successfully with ever stricter regulations, and how to use subsidies well to foster more environmentally sustainable solutions. We have also talked about the taxation and how environmentally less sustainable products shall have higher tax. So organic goods and local goods could be cheaper, because at present it's the opposite way. And also we mentioned the digital possibilities and remote work, farming and animals, and one of the most important messages of leaving nobody behind, may it be rural population or may it be animals and different species, domestic or wild.
Thank you, Reka. Great job indeed. My favorite tweets from this discussion are, congratulations Helsinki, 100% organic food in public kitchens. Congratulations EU, we have received 50% organic farming in all of our fields in EU. And my greatest favorite, don't travel to moon, come to us instead, #biodistrict. So thank you. Third group is smart farming and Minä Legnered, if I spelled your name correctly.
Very good. Thank you. Okay.
Perfect.
So it was a pleasure joining also this conversation on smart farming, and yes, artificial intelligence was a lot included, and we will have access to a lot more data and knowledge. So in this scenario, we talked about that machinery was forbidden because the soil has been so destroyed. So what would be the solutions instead of having tractors, for example? So then we talk about robots doing the efforts. We talked about vertical systems as well, and a lot more collaboration in between farmers. We discussed also the having, for example, agroforests, and in urban areas there would be a garden and roofs, of course that our food will be lab and artificially produced. So whether it's meat, potatoes, or bread, it will be artificially produced. And even mention that nowadays there is even a selection of 3D Kobe meat that has been tried in Japan. So probably 2040 also possible. And as there will be a lot of data available, there will be maybe one main central European database as well with data to take from. And 2040 will be the ruralization era.
Thank you, Mina. That was sharp and great. Tweets from the group of Smart Farming. Farmers Chat 2040. Who has the best firewall to prevent hackers to take over the fleet of my farm bots? Now they are all again driving to lake. Land is polluted and unfruitful in 2040. People starve. And a critical question. Who owns the land? Thank you for Smart Farming Group. Great discussion. Group number 4, Circular Economy, and Nikki Schmidt is responsible of sharing the picture.
Hi. We discussed a lot of, we had 2 phenomena. One is that we don't own anything, we only borrow it or rent it. And then we talked about we had one tweet was that what teenager was tweeting about, he's so ashamed, he or her is so ashamed, it is so embarrassing that the parents own a car instead of rent one, that it would be, you could rent one car and then you could talk about, teenagers could talk about which next car they would rent. So it would be very cool and in to borrow or rent something. And it would be the new, also one big thing, big and current question when it's election again. So politicians would have that in their it would be like one thing that they promised to work about if they would get elected. And then we had the other phenomena is the new billionaires are from side streams and waste. And so it would be like in 2020, the influencer would be the billionaires. Were making money from technology and sharing their lives. And in 2040, you would get, the money would be from side streams and waste. And like the older people could sit and talk about, when I was young, we had to pay someone to get rid of the waste. And then we also had one thought that instead of investing in cryptocurrency, you invest in side streams and waste.
Thank you, Leila and Nikki. Yeah, indeed, you had great tweets on this too. And for example, could seem to last forever nowadays. I would love to borrow a new 3D communicator, but they are made so long lasting that I just can't wear this one out. So maybe that was my favorite. And then cryptocurrencies are invested in waste and side streams. This branch of business is growing faster than ever. There are concerns on how to share the income of this growing business. So really good questions and positive and maybe controversial foresights. Thank you very much. Then group number 5, rural tourism, and is it Tony speaking and sharing the picture? Tony Aripa.
Hello, how are you?
Perfect.
Can you see all the picture, the screen?
Yes.
Okay, we have done this map in 3 different sections. Sorry, on the beginning, on top. Sorry again. Top left, we can see that how will be year 2040, and we will have good changes, like we will develop medicine, technology, and understanding of societies and nature, but also we will have bad changes like the climate change, and we will have forbidden to travel and to do tourism in the way that we do today. So this will force us to find some solutions, and also some kind of dangers and different kind of things that will challenge our current way of life. So in the section of dangers or challenge, we have that maybe we will have a new kind of tourism. The cold tourism is no longer going to the sunny places in Europe to go to the beach, but to the cold places or fresh places in Europe to have more fresh air. So this will change and challenge the current model. We will have probably massive migrations, and this will probably challenge our resources, or we will have probably a lack of resources also. And also we will have to relocate farming. Nowadays, usually vegetables are grown in South Europe. Probably this will change. In the section of tools that we will have in 2040, or solutions, or maybe opportunities, we will have this a different kind of tourism. Like we will integrate tourism into rural areas. Probably we will travel only if we will do something like plant trees or grow our own food in this tourist travel. So this will change or transform farming or the farms into a different thing. Probably they will be also a sustainable tourism platform, and also they will be somehow something like stakeholders of the forest or stakeholders of nature. We will have also resources or tools like open farm days or open village days, where we can meet with different people to share our local tools or our local solutions in order to make them global. We also agree that youngsters are ready for this change, so we have reasons to be optimistic, and also we will have the different kind of more bold or maybe crazy ideas, like to have online tourism. You will not need to go to Italy, but maybe you will have a really nice wine from Italy, and you will travel with some technology around Italy. And we will have more local travels, maybe just around the corner. You will have a new experience, and also we will have things like underground farming. Maybe technology will change, and also the climate. So probably we will have this kind of more bold or crazy solutions.
Wonderful, thank you, Tony and the group. My favorite tweets here are now excuse me, Looking back at the unsustainable world in the 2020s, people in 2040 are concerned with fair and equal resource distribution and social equalization. And another one, virtual travel room takes you to the destination you want. For our virtual tour can be chosen relaxing or exciting with food, music, drinks from the destination. Simulatory experiences and augmented reality rise. So looks excellent. Thank you very much. Then last but not least, Peripheral Possibilities Group and Malte, please.
I'll make it a quick one, all right? Because we already have 29.
Yeah, no problem. You can take us through 2-3 minutes,
right.
if of course we are flexible.
All right. I think it's good to maybe dance it a bit because in my group I saw that there were mainly two factors that we were talking about: pull and push factors. Pull factors on the one hand. Like fostered by digitalization. Maybe it's found pretty well in this area of the picture where mobile services or services in general would come back either digitalized, but also in like analog kind of ways, coming back to rural areas, which might also support the demographic situation in those areas. So where there is a market, there will be a pull, and that is definitely supported by digitalization. The other aspect, which I could call push factors, is that rural entrepreneurs usually are aware of the latest technology, economic changes, also the maybe difficult market situation, and they are answering like in a revolutionary leap to it with sharing, with cooperation and collaboration. The group was really sure that these aspects are lived in rural areas already today. And those could be the like the breeding herds where innovation can come from rural areas, where pilot projects can be tried out, and that might lead to a changed look at rural areas as equally important areas. So also people from urban areas can definitely ask themselves, what innovations can we wait from our rurals? And everybody was really keen on the collaboration aspect via platform.
Thank you, Malte, and the group. This group has really nice tweets also. The first one is discussion in our local hologram social media channel. Are people from the next village part of our local community? ? Another one. Today I sent wrong hologram tutorial to my customer. Should have been how to grow bioconcrete in smart soil, was how to guide co-creation in small societies, multitasking in the periphery. So maybe that is a good end statement of this section of our seminar. Thank you very much for the hard work done in the groups, and especially for our guest Livescribers. Excellent job, virtual applause.